Guys, life is eternal and grace is infinite, and that's a fact, right? That we are eternally connected through sexual reproduction, and the essence of our existence is infinite. Okay, those are factual, right? That's something you can't argue about. I don't know why you get arguments from scientists about that. I can't tell you why. I'm not a scientist. So I can't tell you why they will argue with Jesus in the Bible, Muhammad in the Quran. Life's eternal and grace is infinite, and that's the truth. It's scientifically valid, and you can't invalidate it. It's Pascal also. So I can't tell you why these people are like they are. I can only tell you life from my eternal perspective and not from theirs. All right. We all make choices. We all decide how we're going to make our brain behave, and how we're going to cultivate that brain through sexual reproduction over thousands of years, and what kind of environment we're going to cultivate through this gift of sexual reproduction, through this infinite source. Okay, so you got to understand, I've been this way my whole life. You're going to ask Miriam Montalvo Mercado. She's one of the 3 women in the world that actually got me. There was my mom. May Smith did. It was more than 3. Yeah, May Smith got me. There was Michelle. She got me. And Natty tried. Natty tried. She was a good kid. She's still a good kid. It's just she's easily manipulated by abusive, selfish assholes, just like her mother. So, my mom was often easily manipulated by selfish, abusive assholes like, Al Gore and Bill Clinton. So, me, I hope that they'll come around. But I try my best and I say, okay, but you gotta, I can't drop your balls for you, Barack Obama. You got to do it your own damn self, right? He can't. It's the cultivation of his mind and his brain over thousands of years. When you're jealous of David and Jesus, you're going to try to replace Jesus with your alter ego. Okay. When you are not jealous, when you love David or Jesus, you're going to appreciate him, and you're going to do everything you can to cultivate your mind to free the soul from the mind eternally, right? That's just 2 and 2 is 4. All right. And when people love you, they don't fall in. Well, some people, I think they do fall in love with you, because Brian Atkins Jr., he was disappointed with his father, Brian Atkins Sr., and he fell in love with me. He said, why can't you be my dad and you be my dad? And I had that with lots of kids in lockup too. Wish you were my dad, why can't you be my dad? Well, technically I am the spirit, eternal spirit of the faithful Father. So just give everything you think you have away in the flesh and follow me, right? And so that's what you should do. And then you get a lot of these guys that get mad at me, So like there could be a man right now, if he's still married to Miriam and she's still with us. I beg, I please, I hope so. She's a beautiful woman. But, or even if he's still around and she's not, hey, you took a paycheck to kill people, to maintain the status quo for faces on a sphinx. Okay. So don't tell me I'm out of line. Okay. You dumb motherfucker. Stand up and be a mother lover with me, or shut the fuck up, sit the fuck down, and go kill people for the government so you can get your retirement benefits. Okay? Don't come in here thinking you can man up when you know damn well you can't. Okay? Don't come into this Ark of Covenant thinking you can man up with me when you know you ain't even in the room, right? These people, Jesus isn't your God. That's your alter ego, and you're a selfish little asshole who's jealous of me because you want to be better than me. Life is active, and we're living it right here, right now. Okay? And if you don't understand how to properly live it, you're going to deny the Lord's Prayer and think Jesus paid all at Calvary to pay for your bullshit like Spencer J. Kimball, Gordon B. Hinckley, Monson, and Russell Nelson's sorry asses. And those little fuckers are nothing like me. Why didn't I go out with church lady girls? because their dads were the heads of corporations that watched my family be sexually abused by the military and didn't get up to stop it because they wanted to keep their business going. That's why I dated a little girl whose dad was a drug dealer of single mom. Okay? That's why I dated a single girl from Dayton whose mom was trying to raise her by herself because the family's torn apart by economics. Okay? That's why I dated Yolanda Gilliard, because she didn't give me that cock and bull story about Jesus being her God and paying out for everything. That her dad was a good guy doing the best he could. And her mom watched too much fucking Oprah. Probably still does. It's a pain in the ass. Now, I watched Lupita and the other little girl on and Angie Bassett on that movie again. And I get them in my head, especially Lupita, because, you know, she's the daughter of a supermodel and a mass murderer, right? And it's, you know, I'm the spirit of your father. That's just your sperm donor, girl. You have a sperm donor, you have a father. Okay? Ask Shaquille O'Neal. Okay? Ralph Earl Parsons Jr. is my father because the biological didn't bother. He took a paycheck to maintain the status quo for genocide operations to all act like either the pimp or the hoe. And the pimp would sell his own ass for cash if he didn't have pussy to sell. You see what I'm saying? Okay. So, when I open my mouth and speak, you need to fucking listen to me. And if you don't fucking listen to me, you're just vulgar intercourse till you die. And then you pass that fuck on to your children. And you call it love. You can call it love, but you know it's not. Right? Hey, Sly. So, yeah, no, I was sitting there. Miriam gave me a song by Patti LaBelle that played it twice today. Once in the house and out here in the barn on different MP3s. And it's called If You Ask Me To. And she gave that to me. And, of course, you know, Brian asked me, you know, why can't you be my dad? And I was engaged to Yolanda Gilliard. And I couldn't break my commitment because I had to have conclusive evidence that she was cheating. I couldn't go on hearsay and gossip because, you know, I don't work that way. I trust people. If somebody caught them, people did catch her. They just wouldn't tell me. They would only hint around about it. It's like, no, when you have a guy that works off conclusive evidence, tell me. Okay? They did have some people tell me. And that's when we broke up. It was friend of a friend of a friend. Used to be her town. It was Punchy's and Michelle's and Teresa's friends at the club. Law was cheating at the club across the street from where my sister lives. She thought she was being slick. Man, you can live in a town of 2 million people, but if your families all frequent the same drinking holes, what done in the dark, like Judy Wilmer's grandma told her in Arkansas, Judy, what done in the dark gonna come out in light of day. Don't do nothing you wouldn't want Jesus to not approve of. Right? Good old Arkansas grandmas. Right? Wilmer! She said she hated that, her freaking TIs. Yeah, both Judy and Miriam both started smoking because of those asshole TIs. And Miriam didn't end up with me because I was so faithful to my commitment to law and wouldn't waver. And she was dating cheating jerks. She wanted me to save her from guys like her dad. And then when I finally did everything right to try to keep her safe from guys like her dad, she turned me down because she didn't feel worthy. It was one of the stupidest things you ever did in your life, but you had to. Well, because my life has been complete and utter psychotic Temple of Set Illuminati torture. You married a yes man for the military that kills guys for a paycheck, but that was going to make your life a lot more comfortable. Give you daughters and keep your daughters alive and not sexually assaulted by the Temple of Set Illuminati. Okay. So my wives were sexually groomed and manipulated and abused and assaulted by the Temple of Set Illuminati. They told me so in Sierra Vista and laughed about it. And they did the same thing with the kids. And people, you're just crazy. Oh, shut up and put a satellite up and go vote for president and ask Jesus for more heathen money so you can have, you know, a plot in Fort Bliss next to my grandparents. Fucking assholes, okay? They're my grandma and grandpa, okay? It's just a body given back to the earth. You want to see my grandma and grandpa? You want to get cussed out by Mary? You want to get charmed by Frank? Do you? You want to get shot by Philip? You want to get saved by Mildred? The fuck for the buck stops here, asshole. I got your Viva Via right here, huh? Andale pues. Okay, so I got this, man. I know what I'm doing. Okay. And, you know, when I said that, it was 26, September 2026. Don't limit things. I'm not going to get stem cell research from a bunch of assholes that cultivate a wicked mind and a selfish body to assimilate their DNA to try to make me healthy. I'd have to have their blood, their plasma, their stuff, their cells in my body. You think I'm going to put the devil in my body and say, thanks for saving my physical life, but we're still not living the Lord's Prayer, you little bastards? Wouldn't be able to think straight. So I'll do it my way. I've loved, I've laughed and cried, right? I will do it my way. We're not going to do things your way. You're sleeping in the devil's bed. Okay, all you rich people. Okay. As far as Miriam, I hope you're well. Hope you're healthy. You know I love your kids as much as I love my own. If my kids don't love your children as much as they love me, then I've failed in raising them to be good people at this time. But I'm ever hopeful because I'm the father of the prodigal son. Okay? So I understand how it goes. You know, so it's very difficult. It's very hard to raise people that are genetically not your children. They don't listen, and they think more like their dad than they do you. My son, he listens. He just doesn't want to think like me. Because it's too painful to think like me. It's more painful to think like his mother and the fathers and mothers of the women he's been with. And I understand. I love them and I forgive them. But you need to stand up for the Lord's Prayer publicly right now. If you wait another minute, you're going to tell a kid that dies today from cancer or a person that gets murdered today from robbery that they just weren't good enough to stand in the kingdom of heaven with you because you thought you were too good to live next to them. That's pretty fucked up, okay? They didn't stand up for it either. Maybe they did. How do you know? You God? You David Rockefeller with a satellite in everybody's pocket?